The Great Danes have added another victim to the tally. Gambit falling on Dust 2. They are now 3 for 3 on the map this weekend, and they have pushed us to the brink. They've pushed us to the decider on Overpass.
And I mean, I really don't know what's about to happen here. This is going to be a pretty insane matchup. Obviously, this is a statistically good map for Gambit as of recent history. But if you go very recent, as in this event, something you pre-alluded to before we came back on, was of course that Gambit have been struggling on this map. OT or double OT up against Torqued, and also getting wrecked by AGO, who, to their own credit, are a strong Overpass team themselves. But Gambit haven't shown their quite as consistent as we would hope on this map, meaning North definitely have an opportunity to take this away and go through to the finals.
And that's the thing is while, of course, AGO are a formidable foe on Overpass, the first game with Torque definitely had some hiccups in it for Gambit. It just wasn't the cleanest of play. And while they ultimately did still win, I mean, double OT versus the by far lowest ranked team at the event is not where you want yourself mentally coming into this. So I'm then fearful for them, seeing as the follow-up is a loss yesterday, right?
Yeah.
They've got to be in a really weird spot right now. I was actually a little surprised to see it come through. But alas, here she is. Hugo, I'm gonna have to change my prediction.
Oh, okay.
North.
Yeah.
I just feel like with Gambit having already, nearly fallen twice on this, with North being who they are, and with the way they're currently playing, I don't know, I could see them having it in the bag.
As a team, they are definitely looking better. Like that, I don't think that's an argument at this point. And again, we're going back to that interview with Hobbit, where North certainly could have done some research on how Gambit have approached this map. It's not like it's been a recent one that they've suddenly started picking up. Gambit have been playing Overpass for a while, so in terms of the fact that Gambit literally said in an interview that they haven't changed anything strategically coming into this event, they've only focused on individual improvement in their last boot camp, which means North have a very good opportunity to actually have done their homework and done their preparation. And again, a team that has all the resources to do so, I very much expect that to be the case. I very much think that North are going to have a read up against Gambit in this matchup, and they come into this game with a stronger map pool. They're going to be fine with playing Overpass. I mean, that's the thing. I'm convincing myself, Connor. I'm joining you. Yeah. I'm jumping on the North hype train.
Welcome to the high road.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Is you mentioned map pool. Like, Gambit have been coming into this event just so regularly banning Inferno straight away. But what scared them more so than the idea of an Inferno match would have been Nuke, right? That's what they took out first. And you don't want to play Nuke versus Danes. No. It's in their blood. So they have to use that second veto in order to remove Inferno. And what that leaves, of course, is Overpass. Like you said, coming into the event, statistically, their most highest win rate. And yet, obviously, that has taken a bit of a hit here in the last 2 days. So it's a shaky situation, and it's not one that they can deal with, because Inferno and Nuke would have been even further worse. So North have them, I would say, against the ropes, but they can always fight back. A caged animal, Hugo, can be a wild thing.
Well, let's find out as we jump into the third map here of the first semi-final of the day. Gambit on the CT side of Overpass. North, bit of utility, Molotov double flash and a B setup straight away. Gambit, again, common pistol round for them. They give up B, they play for the retake, they go for that connector control. North going to go for a fast approach. And of course, Doja needs to hit some shots because Valde has already opened up with a double, locking down the connector, only for 2 though, and it's a 3-on-3 in the post plant.
Valde's pistols have been so good today already. He adds another round in terms of impact, but Hobbit has snuck his way up through connector, and Pierre's going to come in to try and clear this. As a second CT gets into the fray, it is ultimately going to go the way of Gambit for now. And now we have Doja striking in from behind, so these T's are stranded, they're stuck, and yet AZ still successful in taking down 1, but the bomb's not planted for him. And Doja, well, he's already got himself out of situation, but it is planted for this above. The Glock fires off! AZ with 2!
He's such a good clutcher. This is the best one-on-one clutcher in North. 70% of these clutches he wins, and a 1-on-2, even easier for AZ. He is going to be a key into this third map, as he has been across this series. One of the best performers on train as well for this team. And what a way to start it off. 1v3.
That is so sick. He finds his exit, right? And Gambit, well, Doja jumps down from heaven because they think, of course, they could just flood the bomb site, but no. A little bit of forethought results in a win. Gambit will buy. Double scout. 3 CZs and a bit of an armada moving their way up long. If only there was a flashbang to pop them around the corner right now. But there isn't. The only bit of utility they have to play off of is the smoke of Hobbit. Although now, look at the scout player. He's positioning himself just behind it because he wants to walk around this corner first, right? Mo's looking to either tag somebody, which would allow for the pistols to then swing super wide, or the headshot, at which point these pistol players go unannounced. But now, they're gone. The opportunity has shut itself down, and North will head towards B.
And this should just be over, unless Doji can get a massive round here, which is not going to happen. Damage to MSL. And North to take the B site. Gambit, they had everything going for them. As you said, they had an opportunity. They didn't obviously have the information, and North was set up outside of that site, but they at least acted on their current setup. They may have been able to have a bit of a battle. However, with losing one player and only having that one man on the B site, they could easily... What? Shot through the smoke? Okay. Easily save these guns and go into the next eco. Give it another shot. Set up again with a double scout that can be so good at locking down the A site on this map. That seems to be the case for now, unless North get hungry for these kills, trying to chase down the weaponry of Gambit, which is already happening in the form of MSL.
2 scouts, 3 CZs isn't half bad. And 2 scouts, 3 USPs isn't that much worse. Add into the collection possibly as Adren drops 1 body. He will reap his rewards. So an SMG and both of the scouts, which they purchased in this one, will be used again in the next. First attempt to fail. Second inbound. And again, there was a very real opportunity as they had those players positioned on long. They just didn't pull the trigger fast enough.
Now North playing safe with 5 rifles into this round. Not even saving 1 player on a pistol potentially to try and buy that AWP up just to play safe, but maybe expecting Gambit to put a bit of an investment again in. The team does like to force, especially in this early start, but with not a lot of damage done by Gambit in the previous round, with only 2 kills, they would not act on that, so it is just these couple of safe weapons, and Hobbit already getting tagged down on B, unable to land his shot. AZ gets a second chance at life. Continued flashing over the top of the site as well as Mo sits on his. He does get a shot, tag, and a kill through the body of MSL. That's Mertz down and out. The smoke goes down, warding him off and allowing them to push up, but instead they just fall back. The boost up from Mo, a composite position he likes to use with the AWP. But there's no one there for him to at least take down now. However, this has given Gambit a very real opportunity into this round, and look at the aggression brought out by Adrian. He's going to have all the information.
I like that he doesn't let off the pedal. In fact, he pushes it that much further. He hears all of these feet moving by. But again, a situation where we've got a mismatched timing. I mean, the player over towards Fountain's going to try to come join him. If Hobbit can slow down this push just a little, then at that point, this MP7 could go hard, but they wait. They may not anticipate a second, although they do have their eyes backwards. They are not going to fall victim to some kind of sneaky flank, Hugo. I love that they're keeping their heads on a swivel, but they are still going to need to push in. So Gambit think a redirection up towards A site in the waning 20 seconds of the round, and there is 1 player to try and get into position. It's Mo, and he is not going to be fast enough, or so it seems. MSL will drop him.
Well, MSL with a big call and also the big headshot. North, that's their round. Yes, okay, they're low HP. Yes, damage may be found by Gambit with these pistols and this MP7, but at the end of the day, North have got the 3-0 start. Unretakeable from Gambit. In the last few seconds of the round, North make a very wise call. Clearly outreading Gambit with that aggression on the CT side. And yeah, okay, C's will get himself an AK, but he won't be able to take it much further. Kiebi drops him. North, it'd be nice to see them keep all 3 of these guns at least onto the next round, but with close positions towards Connector and Dosia here with the P250 plus the low health, definitely got to watch out.
An additional reason as to why I might put my stake in the North camp this game, Hugo, is because Overpass is the type of map where a good in-game leader with strong mid-round calls can bail your team out of the worst of situations, because that looked awful. And again, we'll recall the interview with Hobbit whereby he says, you know, they'd like to make changes, not in terms of roster, but rather roles. That in-game leadership still hasn't necessarily gelled. So if you are already struggling in terms of individual play, if your past results as of this weekend have been quite atrocious, then suddenly you have a guy like MSL in your mind. It's enough to drive a man insane, Hugo.
Especially when you're not bringing any new strategy to the board, or so they claim.
Yeah, we practiced nothing, tactically, they said. It was just about individual levels. So unless somebody steps up with a huge carry, which could be Mo, he's very good on Overpass. That's something I'd love to watch, is whether or not Mertz can translate his op success from Dust 2 here into the deciding map.
38 kills from Mo in the opening game of this event up against Torqued as well on this map with the Orb. So let's keep that in our mind. It's certainly not over for Gambit, but for now, they don't have that big green gun. It is just those M4s. And already a man down, utility gone, no kits. And North, absolutely fine. They're going to walk back down towards B, group up. They've got their own AWP for the entry as well if Mertz is challenged. Mo looks to do exactly that. With the smoke down, he expects to push through it with the help of a flashbang, but North won't be so dangerous. Mo's still sitting here though as that smoke starts to fade. He needs to fall back because North are going to have a good sightline to take him down. And now the push coming in. Molotov's in. Mo's going to get fully blinded, but he does find some damage. Pauli and AZ in the meantime with a double kill. And Adren, he needs to step up. There's the individual prowess, but he's not going to be able to get all four. It will be the round going the way of North. 4-0 with 3 alive. AWP kept on. Everything is looking good so far.
They bait out that utility early from Gambit. They had no grenades to hold the push at bay. They had just the positioning. They needed to use numbers and rifles. Well, that still just wasn't enough. The opening kill, predicted.
And that's an angle that Gambit have been using a lot this event as well. You could see he even pre-aimed the right side, right? It's not the boost up against the wall-bangable wall. It's Hobbit slightly peering over to the right. AZ completely pre-aimed it. He's obviously seen the games that Gambit have been playing because that has been a position they've used constantly on the CT side of this map in the 2 maps they've played this event. This is what we talk about when we say, you know, North can just read what Gambit are doing.
3 easy frags. This round's going to have nothing in it. Nothing at all. Even Mertz patient, waiting for that next level of a peak. And my friend Mo, I think he should just throw himself into the pack of wolves that waits on the other side. The Great Danes establishing a significant start here on the T side of Overpass. What's nice for North as well, right, is like clearly they read into this you know, play from Gambit. They read up into the original setups, as you said, predicting the boost over towards the B site. But that's because if we do bring up the map pool, you've got 3 weak maps for Gambit. And of the 3 weak maps, which is the one they prefer? Overpass. Which is the one you have the biggest sample size of this weekend? Overpass. This could be just the kryptonite of Gambit here in the semifinals, but it's not over. We haven't seen the op up yet for Mo. We haven't really seen a good chance for Gambit to use these guns, but we have seen an early showcase of success from North.
But even then, in the 5-on-1 against full USPs, look how safe North are playing. They really want to check all the boxes. Make sure Gambit don't have any leeway into this map. No guns taken away, no guns saved. But now guns bought. And 2 AWPs as well. Hobbit back on the AWP. We had a lot of AWPing from Adren as well so far this matchup. But it's Hobbit down towards B. Mo, of course, on his own AWP as well. He's going to be the man to watch out for on this A site. But for now, towards Connector, where he isn't being rivaled or challenged just yet. It's North with a very heavy B setup to kick off the round. Already Gambit beginning to fall back off that connector control, and they're going to have to draw the players back down towards B because that's where the push is coming through. Missed shot from Hobbit. He can't step up for a second, and AZ going to find 2 kills on the opener. Doja still sitting in the smoke, but Kirby has no problem with that, and he is going to try and follow up to the kill of Dren. But still, is this even retakeable? It's a 2-on-4, and North have cycles of utility.
To wait for the utility to fade first, and that's just going to take far too long. They have no kit and nothing other than a flash. Now, what I do like here is that they linger down towards the bomb site because look how quickly North have chased them up towards A.
Yeah.
North are anticipating that these players are already gone, and what this does is actually creates a 2 versus 2 on B. If only they were willing to pry a little bit more into this bomb site. But they don't. They give it up. They're aware that their backside is open for the flank. Oh, but Mo just goes parading upwards. I mean, to take all that patience and just throw it away in the last couple of seconds. Adren, try as he might, dies just in the nick of time, and North sweep Gambit underneath the rug as they establish a 6-0 lead.
I mean, when you go into B like that, you find 3 entries and only lose 1 man. As you can see, AZ just dropping both players here, and Kirby finds Dosia in the smoke. North's instant call to rotate back up, similar to that of a couple of rounds ago, is sick, and AZ gets a quick run boost off, thinking he may go for a faster B approach, but he is alone, so not wanting to commit to that. Gambit, full loss bonus, but not a full buy. It's pistols and armor, and they're going to get aggressive. AZ going to be challenged here, and he can't step up. Seas drops him, and AK gifted over as the B player was completely solo, and North are just going to completely, disregard that. Run up towards the A side, take some long control, bring the bomb. Gambit are not going to be in position to contest once again. It's North walking into a near empty site.
Near empty, but still nearby. Gambit do decide to try and contest this. Oh, and Kierby's going to get caught with grenades in hand twice. Now, MSL has to bail his players out of the situation by putting down another volley of grenades and clearing the site himself. The bomb still not planted, and there's very little for Gambit to lose. So why not just throw it? The Hail Mary could come in. Mertz planting for the bathrooms as MSL will cover over the shoulder. 2 of 3 Ts already tagged, and now the fully HP'd one's down. They're starting to pick up guns, and Gambit looking to pull one out of the hat now. MSL and Valda are both back towards bathrooms. No kit, no grenades, barely any Kevlar. But they're patient for now. The CZ pushes up. That's a Dren trying to get this done. The sidearm not going to be enough. They need these guns to pick up the kills. The smoke's on the bomb, and they still clear the site. Try as you might, Gambit. This is North all day long.
Gambit not even getting on that bomb there. If you have that situation, you need one player to stick it. As you say, no kit. If one player just goes for the full-on defuse, and then we have Mo trying to cover with the AWP that he picked up, maybe there's an opportunity there for Gambit, but again, trying to look on the bright side of this is, it was only an eco for Gambit. They've got the full buy here. They've done damage to North, but with this 7-0 lead, it's not like North is struggling to continue these investments. Buy once again. And only a single orb this time for Gambit. We're going to need to see Mo do something here. Open things up. Get a pick for Gambit. Someone needs to. MSL tagged up as C sprays him through the wall. And in that brief momentary lapse, Hobbit pushes up, but only to his own death. MSL may be tagged, but he's still finding the opening kill. A Dren can't lock down connector because the smoke is down as well. They're just going to jump spot it. Information for North. Everything working out for them so far. With the man advantage, Gambit get a fall back. They've lost it. Seas will get the wallbang to Valdi at the very least.
Seas always tries those too. Takes a page out of the Zipex book. He's able to make a 4 versus 4 situation. Still heavy utility coming in for North. There are Molotovs for Gambit to play with, but they need to throw them now. They do chuck out 1 of 2. And in that instance, North will redirect themselves. Again, mid-round calls on Overpass have so many layers. You can just work the extremities of the map. You can push yourself through connector to try and play with timing as well. It could be a thing of beauty. Overpass is a form of art, Hugo.
North trying to,
Thrown at 30 seconds left on the clock, right? That shows still presence at the A site, and now they have no grenades to hold back what will be a flood at B.
Now the time really is ticking. Push has to come through here. Dosia going to be pressured. Adren flashed out again. He always gets blinded on the spot. Good utility again for North. And the entry for AZ only traded back in favor of the T side. Gambit looking to contest. And Seas doesn't want to give it away so easily. So he pushes in with 1. Trade is instant for Kierby. And now Mo. Does he know where Kierby's dropped? He's fallen into the pit, but he's playing close to the wall. The peak can come through, but Mo misses a shot. An opportunity gone, and you only get 1. As Mertz cleans it up, North take 8 rounds on the T side. Flawless so far.
They just keep going. Seas lucky to have hit that shot. I feel like the spray control just gets him. This one was a nice one. Predicted, lined up. With such heavy presence inside of the short water, you know there's multiple wall spams you can do there. You can clear many just standard positions. So if you try enough times, Hugo, mathematically you're bound to get it eventually. And here is the first pause for Gambit. 8 rounds deep. Hugo, how many times have they even brought it into a 1v1 situation?
I mean, the last 3 rounds have been 2 players surviving from North, and still they have, 5k minimum, 12k max. Like, these rounds have been close, but North have still maintained money. That's the biggest surprising factor. 3 in a row for Gambit coming down to the 2v1 and still not being able to not only close it out, but break the cash of North. This is going to be a long road back for Gambit if they are eventually going to start it off, and currently it's not looking too good. We said it wasn't over at 5-0, and it's still not over, but it's not looking good for Gambit.
Yeah, the curtain is slowly falling. Right, the show's still on. closing act starts now. Kierby gonna clear out connectors, so Gambit, as they do catch one player off guard, can't maintain the situation. Of course, there are still defenders down towards the B site, and with smokes just blanketing near the entirety of this map, North, they have no reason to push on. I mean, we've seen them play with the clock already. We've seen them retreat with 30 seconds left. Hell, we've seen them go with 20. There's no reason they'd risk this situation. And give us the 60-0.
And high defaults at a 5-on-1. Like, they don't get aggressive. They don't need to, but the CTs do. Dosia with a double on the P250. Needs to secure a rifle, but he's scared short's still open. Goes for it anyway and grabs a gun. North given the B site, and Adren still has armor, so if he rotates down through the connector, he can grab another rifle. And Gambit can have a shot at this. Not a round you save, not at 8-0. Maybe if this was close and they needed the money, but Gambit need the rounds, and they haven't got a lot to play with at all. No utility other than a couple of bits of flashes and smokes as they start to pick them up off the corpses of North. Now the hold for Mertz. If he can hit the shot, this round will be over, surely. But he misses it. There's an opportunity. Gambit needs to speed on up, though. They're still not on the bomb, and they still don't have a kit. Shot again, missed for Mertz. He needs to step up and hit one right now, or AZ does, because they're on the defuse. One shot in for Mertz, finally landing, but Adren won't be able to stick it. It's Mertz with the wallbang to save the day for North, finally coming in where it matters.
He bails them out of so many situations. I mean, the smoke grenade that they pick up, the ability to cross, like, they're given so much respect by North. It's almost a trap, right? Go ahead, climb on bomb. I've got you through the boxes.
Stand still for me, any day. And look at him, just completely mowing down the B site. Yes, he may miss those initial shots, but at the end of the day, this is still a 9-0, Connor. It's not like this is close. And again, North only keep one player alive, but still it's not a worry. Gambit don't capitalize. And now look at the aggression of Adren.
I love that they're going to try to take a more aggressive stance here. And they do it so quickly, right? They don't even shy away with flashes or any setup like that. No, they just throw Adren up to the bench. And it's going to come down to who has ice in their veins. Because Mo's going to go creeping into the scope of Mertz, but Mertz not positioned for the angle. Now, Adren's position becomes in question, and he does give cover with 2. He could possibly further this out, but no, Mertz puts an end to it early.
That's so annoying as well, because Adren actually had the cover, but because Mo got shot in the side, even though he didn't go down to the player on his left, because Adren finished off the kill, Mo looking away, assuming Adren misses his shot, gives the opportunity to the North to push out the playground and trade him as well. A slight peek away from his original target, loses both those frags for the side of Gambit. Back into a 3-on-3. Anyone's game, but it just means Gambit have to start to split up. They have to start to displace this CT side setup. North getting rid of the evidence. Guns thrown out the map. Nothing to retrieve for Gambit here. And AZ's already wormed his way down through Monster, looking to be one himself.
Waiting for him is Doja back by barrels. He's not going to have teammate support at this moment, but now with the Molotov falling on his feet, he's going to commit to this. Tries to strike with the element of surprise, and he does clear up the bomb carrier. Hobbit even coming in from the heaven, as Mertz will have to clutch yet again. The smoke of his own allows for the bomb plant, but there's a player coming in on short, and Hobbit's already positioned towards Graffiti. He's fully blind. He hears the push. He sees the shadow, and he does nothing about it. It's Gambit on the board finally, as the 10th round goes their way.
I actually like that play from Dosia in the 3v3, right? You know, if you stick in that Molotov, you are not going to survive and you are not going to get multiple kills. But if you can take at least one frag and allow that trade to come through, take your 2v2. Rely on your teammates to get the job done, and he does exactly that.
Especially if you know only seconds later, Hobbit will be in a position to try and strike. Because if you wait long enough, North will call it's clear. And then if all of a sudden you make that moment of panic, Hobbit slips in and gets himself a trade frag. The 2v1 then unfolds for Gambit, so really nicely done by Doja. He knew he was dead to rights. This man goes down with one beside him. Mo chucking out grenades early on here. Substantial damage as the in-game leader of North is dropped to 42. But then Gambit, they reel their way back in. They're not going to commit to that forward stance as seen in the previous round. No. They will just play their bomb sites.
But A long is where North have looked. Not seen them actually commit to this at all, this entire map. The only time they actually even contested A long was when Mo had a scout in position and managed to line up a kill through MSL. That was so early on into this game. North haven't needed to hit this site. They are going back to it. Bomb not fully grouped as well as they start to leave the B site. AZ drawn up. As now the push begins to come through, 50 seconds on the clock. The smoke deep on long allows them to get close positioning, but they do have to be wary of this boost from Mo because it is pretty common. Not coming through this time as Gambit only have 2 players here currently, and they're scared of that push to come through, but a rotation has been found. And this is where the commitment comes in from North. Again, very late, only 30 seconds left. They must go fast.
And again, no grenades really for Gambit to try to lock this down with, so they just need to use the gunfire, and it starts off well. Flashbangs even coming into the mix now as the 5v3 establishes itself. Seas slips into long. That's going to be a huge issue for them. Look at the way North tried to get him out. They want to shovel him out of this position, and they can't. They're stuck. Mertz just pinned in, and everybody's dead.
Such nice positioning from Gambit there, because North throw the smokes to actually cut off both the truck and the bank, at least on the side of the default box. Adren throws his own smoke down on the stairs, so he's kind of sandwiched in between smokes, able to just isolate kills and not be forced out of the site. Whereas, you know, if you don't throw that smoke from Adren, North get the bomb down and Gambit have to play for retake, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to contest, and very nicely done with a crossfire from C sat up on long as well. They're able to get it completely wiped clean, and Gambit taking a clean round with 2 on the board. So they don't get reset by North, which is pretty important as well, because again, North have so much money, such a lead. But that money kind of starting to dwindle.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, they're still in such a prime position that they can't be all too worried, but it's, you know, this is the time to start recomposing, start taking pauses, and looking to come in with new ideas, because, I mean, they've just been throwing all sorts of rotates and tempos and timings. I don't think it's been very readable by Gambit. Sure, the one time they push up close on A, they managed to find out that, you know, eventual creep, and that setup works well for Gambit. But then last round, with the way they fall back so quickly, at this point, they're wishing they had done it again, because Mertz gets the opening op duel. And now Hobbit, whoa, Hobbit's just gonna go charging up into short, and he even gets one?
Well, trade straight back though. Still Gambit aggressive. They're looking for frags on all avenues of the map, but North are winning every single one. Easy. 3 kills on the B site. Gambit are just running into him. He's not even having to walk into B. Now he does, but it's empty. No one here to contest. Adren on the other side of the map. The bomb gonna join. AZ walks in on what could have been a suicide mission, but not needed to be because Gambit are already out of the site. And now North start to hunt. The bomb's not even planted, but look at Kierby. He wants no weapons saved. He wants no prisoners kept. And Adren will turn around and Kirby shoots him in the back of the head. North, it's a bit delayed. Gambit get 2 rounds, but it is a reset nonetheless, Connor. Money gone for Gambit. They will certainly buy at this scoreline, but only what, 3 rifles?
What's wild as well is if Mo doesn't lose his duel towards Party, I wonder whether or not Hobbit goes on such an aggressive push into short. I mean, he did a great job of pushing it into the 4v4, but with North having multiple players there, he's just done.
And again, it's a team play of North. It's not only them flashing themselves into, or flashing each other into great positioning, but it's also constant trades. I feel like Gambit can never get a man advantage in this entire map. It's always North. Even if there's a kill taken from Gambit, traded straight back within 5 seconds.
You're absolutely right. Oh. Valda lucky to be alive. He is going to convince these CTs to retreat. They already had ladder control, so they know they can run as quick as can be towards this A site, but already they've lost it. It's a bomb plant towards the bathrooms. MSL locks down Bank. Doja bounced out. And a 5v4 that North has no problems holding on to.
Gambit have no chance in winning. I mean, no real utility. 1 kit. They've got to move fast. They've got to do it now. Sees with the entry. There's an opportunity, a window, a little gap, but will Gambit jump through? Will North hold on? MSL with a flashbang over the top. AZ can peek with this, and he will. Everyone's binding on the site, and Adren's still dropping him, but they aren't on the bomb just yet. Hobbit needs to make that move. He needs to start to stick the defuse, but everyone's finding kills, and Mertz is going to come in with 2 on the AWP. In the post plant, again, finding impact where it matters. North 11-2, Connor. And what do you even do here if you're Gambit? You've got 2K, you know you're going to have enough money to buy next round, but you also want 4.5. Do you force into CZs, or do you play for those rifles in the last round of the half? I mean, I'm going to do the latter.
Seeing as Gambit, of course, has force bought into multiple rounds with the first 2 maps and been able to win, I was suspecting maybe they'd just try to throw this at North earlier than the 15th round, but no, they'll wait. Patience of virtue. Guns are a key. P250 bought up by Adren is repositioned already. North, I mean, we've seen them play anti-eco before, right? So meticulous in clearing their corners. So reserved in terms of aggression and map control. They'll just slowly take it piece by piece. They've got more than a minute and a half for a reason.
Especially with the fact they don't know what Gambit have done in this round in terms of buying. We don't know if we've got this full USP round, or if Gambit have forced up with CCs and armor that can still be deadly. Although this buy, or lack of, is certainly not deadly. The only investment, P250 on Adren, down on B, but North not walking into it, blasé. Adren's the man to push up close to the door, but he won't open it up. With that came an opportunity that is now slipping away, because North are going to be pushing up towards A. Two players sitting at the back of the site here for Gambit. A bit of a bait as Hobbit hides and sees takes the initiative. But even so, North not worried on this push.
Ooh, Hobbit reveals himself, but it's instantly traded by Mertz. So damage control good to go. Adren, sure enough, working still with the P250, might be able to find himself one, a parting gift. A reward for his efforts. I feel like the poor guy's just been walking around the entire map at this point. But slowly but surely, he gets himself into a position to maybe punish them. Problem being for Gambit, of course, and Adren in particular, is that North have all the exit routes they could hope for. Oh, but that is the AWP.
Oh, but he's getting flanked. There's a player coming in from the back line. Even if this kill comes through, it doesn't matter. Not only is there a flank, but Valdi's up on long as well to trade, and the AWP is saved. North don't care about money. It's the last round of the half. They couldn't have more, Connor. And Gambit would hope for that, because now look at the buy from the CT side. It's only just good enough. It's almost like, you know, the CT side first buy on round number 5 after losing pistol. Round number 4, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, well, this has been it, right? It's been a similar trend. The exact same story the entire half through. Oh yeah, this is the way to end a half. Just full straight up B push. Kierby with the flashbang to help out. Clears the first man, but Doja's gotten himself into a sneaky position, and he even gets the dink on the next, but Valda, well, he just hides inside the corner. And a 4 versus 2 presents itself to close out this very successful T-side from North. They have not just dispatched of Gambit, they have dismantled them, repackaged it, and returned it to sender.
Gambit don't want to go home just yet. They've got to give it their best shot, at least with these last 2 players, but North aren't even giving them an inch. They aren't going for the fights, but there we go. In an instant, the same as the previous map ended, this half does too. It's going to be instantaneous kills from North, and 13 rounds on the half. They couldn't have wanted any more than that. And there's only 3 left, Connor. We may even have, assuming they get a pistol round, which let's take into account, have been very good for North so far, especially Valde.
Yes.
If they get this pistol round, Gambit, they can't even win the game. Like, realistically, they won't have rifles before North eventually close out this match.
I mean, the benefit of a 12-3 half is you at least get to show us 1 gun round. This isn't that instance. It's either pistol round or force buy until you're done.
Yeah.
Well, that could be quite quick. So enjoy your 30 seconds of intermission while you still in the semifinals here at Tour.
North don't even look satisfied. Is this not enough? Just
damn it, guys! How'd we not give them?
We wanted the 60.
How'd we give them 2?
Well, either way, it's not over till it's over. We've got to see what Gambit actually have for us here on the second half. We know their T-sides can be strong.
I think one of the most impressive aspects of North's play this weekend has, again, just been this, like, team play utility flashbang strat. Like, every single time someone's walking around a corner, they have a piece of utility behind it. And while Gambit, you know, they focus on individual play, you need someone to throw your grenades. You can't do everything on your own. It's that timing. It's that instant pick and peek that really has been working out for North.
A big factor as well for Gambit is, you know, we looked at this game and we said, okay, you know who could step up? The man on your screens, Mo. He has 4 kills right now, Connor. And of course, the money has not been good enough for him to consistently get this AWP. It requires you to win rounds to have that weapon. But yeah, I mean, the story tells itself.
It's a crucial piece to Gambit's general success on Overpass.
Yeah.
Mertz makes contact now. They know that Gambit have come out from connector, so North, having given it up for free, realize Gambit know they have no info there.
KFB playing the position he died from just 2 rounds ago, looking to find some revenge.
An execution, though, off this utility set from Gambit could mean the smoke on dumpsters, smoke on the bank, flashbangs blinding the players here, but oh, look, Mertz blocks one. This is going to make things a little bit interesting. It doesn't go all the way back. It allows for North to actually flood forward, but they're being pushed in. Now Kierby reveals himself, delaying things with the bomb drop, and MSL cuts this into the clutch. He could seal the fate of Gambit with a single headshot onto Mo, but no. Gambit will have a lifeline.
And there it is, Mo. 4 kills in the first half, 3 kills in the pistol. Maybe this is the rise of Mo in the second, as we can see Gambit try and claw things back. This game is certainly now on. We've seen a lot of comebacks so far this weekend in Tour. And I don't want to count Gambit out until we've seen a couple of their rifle rounds as well. North not even fully forcing. They're playing reserved. Most teams would just buy up here, Connor. Go for that full investment because you go, oh, we got rounds to play with. No, North want to close this before Gambit start to pull things back, so they go safe. They want rifles as soon as possible, and they want utility with it, but already aggression coming through down on B, and MSL's traded.
They spotted out Bomb as well because that was the player back behind Monster. Oh, Kierby's going to play a sneaky position again. Mo, though, will check it, even despite the shadow giving an indication to the CT. It's cleared. Now, of course, AZ's up close, but he's doomed for. Even if he didn't have 12 health, the headshot's going to make it quick. And rapid executions, relatively pain-free. Gambit moved forward with both of the rifles they brought in and 2 of 3 MAC-10s.
And 4 more kills for Mo in that round as well. He's looking to just at least make sure he's on par with his team. Actually, at the top of it now, in just 2 rounds.
I mean, he definitely heard you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for it. If Mo's going to try and pull this game back and make this a close one, I would love that. So, let's see. North now having to grit their teeth in the full eco. Double P250, triple USP, and a single flashbang to try and pop them up. With the B stack as well, Gambit seemingly walking into this one, but even so, it's not a lot to work with. They do get aggressive though. MSL with a frag. Maybe doubling down here. Doja's so low. Mo luckily will bail out with a couple of kills here, but Doja keeping them in the flames and not letting them pass. 2 frags from him. It's just AZ with a P250 alone on the B site. Gambit and the 3-on-1 are going to have no fear committing here, but they're yet to know whether he's in position. They spot him and they finish him off. That's the playstyle difference. It seems like North, they would have just backed off there and gone back towards the A site. No, Adren takes the fight and he wins it.
Little commitment, little gunplay. I mean, again, right, they're working against such unarmed opponents that you shouldn't let fear strike your hearts. If anything, you want to kind of rebolster your confidence, right? I mean, we obviously anti-eco, but think about Mo. Just reminding himself that in an instant, with 3 rounds to the board of the T side, he's gotten himself back into contention in terms of kill count. And he throws himself through the flames as Seized walks through smoke, takes a bit of damage through the wall spam, but no casualty as of yet. Oh, Seized goes toe-to-toe. And, well, they're going to go round 2. It's not over yet, neither dead. The North softening up their meat before they pulverize it on the entry. AZ even catching Seized on the retreat. He knew he would have been tagged, and odds are he wanted out of that situation. So good read on the attempted retreat, and even better by the fact that he finds a 5v4.
Oh, great flash as well. Already more utility coming through for North. And they don't get a kill, but they get the valuable information. There's still presence outside this B side. That will keep players here. No rotation coming through for North, but look at the aggression in the toilets. They've moved 2 players up. Means they can easily come back down through the connector of Gambit, commit towards this lower site. Fast retake potential if it's even needed. Because again, with 3 players actually on B, North could easily lock it down before Gambit get the plant in through. Smoke set up for MSL to be made on contact. And now with Gambit throwing Molotov over the site, AZ's going to have to be challenged. Out through Monster goes a Dread. Trade back in for MSL. And Valdi's going to join the fray as well. So much damage to Hobbit, but he's tagged up. 9 HP as he falls on back, and Gambit have so little health between them. 20 between 2 and 20 seconds to save this round.
Yeah, it's done. I mean, it's miraculous that these players survive. Think about how Valdez spams through smoke. So we mentioned, of course, the pistol round would guarantee us some gun rounds, Hugo, but once we get there, North back on track. Solid lockdown on the B-bomb site. So much damage being dealt this round without North even seeing their opponents, whether that be through the plywood walls, through smokes on short. They've convinced Gambit to retreat and save with the little that they had to hold on to. 2 players survive, barely, on a smidgen of health. And they will re-enter the battlefield fully equipped this time. Sure enough, Mo having his op and all 4 other terrorists with rifles.
It's all on this one. If North win this round, this game and match might just be over and they'll be making their way to the finals. But Gambit, they want to fight tooth and nail to pull it back. Mertz up with the AWP, unable to find a pick. Gambit going to cross into the playground, but they're playing no games because Mertz already opened up. There's a shot to Mo eventually coming through. The AWP of the T-side dead. The man we needed to open up has been removed, and Seized has picked up his weapon, trying to take his mantle. Easier said than done. With Gambit down a man, they look back towards the A site with no presence down through B, only connector under their control. Hunting desperately, but they're focused on the site. North is still committed very aggressively here, considering they actually have a man advantage. MSL and Kirby pushed up in the toilets. Gambit about to challenge.
2 players dive, and already Kirby's successful on his own. This should have been spotted. Adren does go for the hunt, but he assumed he went out the door. And Adren throws the bomb at the feet of MSL, who can't capitalize on the opportunity. Still, they maintain a man advantage on the defense. And Valda just tries to creep into the fray. In the meantime, Gambit sway their options back down towards the B site. We do see the utility up and over, but look at AZ's forward stance. They're just gonna go parading past him, and again they lose a man. So Doja will have to clutch, and there's nobody here to stop him on the site. He ensures this with utility. But a Molotov thrown back the other way could put things into an awkward spot. CT slowing down, wanting to play jointed. Not wanting to come in separately, but look at this, already taking that stance on short. Doja is playing safe. He does not want to peek. He wants them to get that much closer. And he hears now the player on bomb. Goodbye, good night, Mertz. Up close again.
Heartbreaking. The opportunity for Gambit, they win the pistol. Shut down by the first Byron, only to happen again. And that's it, North have found 15. A bomb plant to Gambit is, at the very least, something to play with as they now have money. What a shot from Mertz. And he follows up as well.
It's not as though he's been the hard carry of this game. It's very much fallen on to Kirby in that sense, but Mertz has had some crucial kills. Like, there's been times where sure Mo gets an opening pick, but there's other times towards the end of the CT half where Mertz is just shutting things down. And if Mertz can step up in a game-winning essence in the most crucial of situations, then North are good to go.
Oh, missed shots again though. Kirby's luckily coming for support. As you said, the hard carry, not that it's been required, this kind of scoreline. Needs to get that reload in, and MSL luckily having rotated up to the site to actually support him. Nades as well. A little bit of damage with that. Mertz finally going to capitalize. There's a shot. Looking back into the toilet. He hits the tag and finishes off with a pistol. Even a third for Mertz. He is having a field day. 2 players left up for Gambit. And 2 HP for Mertz, but it doesn't stop him yet. He's looking to close out this map. He's looking to head to the grand finals, and only Adren will stand in the way of that in a 1v4.
Your first finalists looking to be crowned. Gambit falling potentially and absolutely so. North stand tall. The Great Danes over Gambit have managed to make it near flawlessly. Sure, they gave up the first map. They lost going down to the 0-1 score versus Gambit, but then they move forward. 2-0 in groups thanks to Dust2, playing a crucial role in this best of 3 as well in order to equalize things and put them into a very shaky ground for Gambit. Overpass is not what it once was.
The full reverse sweep as well. Fantastic work. Of course, after losing on Gambit's map pick of train, North show resilience, and they will be very much deserving of that grand finalist spot. Definitely a team that we had question marks coming into this event going, okay, are they going to show good form? How good is this boot camp? How much prep have they done? And clearly, it is showing to be valuable. They are going to be up against the winner of Hellraisers versus Godsend, which will, of course, be our other semi-final later on.
Yeah, that to me is going to be an interesting game, and what makes that really interesting is that if Hellraisers are able to best Godsend, then we're going to get a rematch of Betsnet Masters Final, where we saw these 2 teams go to an incredible overtime on the 3rd map of Inferno. So there is something to be had here in Tours. There's magic in the air, but there's also magic somewhere else, and that's back with Paula on the desk.
Oh, that was nice. Thank you, Connor. I've not really referred to myself as magical, but these guys, look at them. Amazing. And yeah, like you guys just said, It was slightly south at the start, quite close on that first map picked by Gambit, but then the second two, it was all about north. Guys, especially that third map being in such a dominant fashion, what were the things that North did right?
Well, just looking at Overpass, the way it was being played, right? Firstly, Gambit, look, it's not a thing in Counter-Strike, but they were feeding AZ and all these plays all the time. They were going for a ridiculously unnecessary 1v1 duel, just pushing in one by one. AZ was doing a great job, but you got to give credit where it's due. North played that T set spectacularly. Great mid-round calling by MSL. There were a few rounds I saw where Gambit actually had the read on what North would be doing. They had a flank in, but MSL was just very aware on top of things. So overall, everyone performing. But I got to give a shout out to AZ, man. I mean, this guy's has got a lot of
flack.
Hate, a lot of flack, a lot of hate
indeed.
in the past few months and whatnot, but he has been not just stepping up in this tournament, he's just been a consistent force for this team alongside Valde as well.
Interestingly, before we got into this first semi-final, we looked at the head-to-head between Mertz and Mo, the two snipers or players. And Mo did have a pretty decent match, actually, highest rating on Gambit, but Mertz was on fire, and especially in that final map, he really stamped his dominance, I think, Natu.
Yeah, they were toe-to-toe, really. 57 kills for Mertz, 59 for Mo, 1.17 rating for Mo, 1.18 for Mertz. So, yeah.
They were the players to watch.
They were definitely the players to watch, but then also Valde and AZ chimed in for the Deans. And, I mean, if you look at the big picture of this best-of-3 series...
Look at the entry kills from Mertz, 14.
Starts off with Train obviously going to with Gambit, and that was the winner of opportunity. Once they got into Dust 2, they were very close, actually. Gambit could have 2-0'd this game.
Absolutely.
It wasn't far off. It actually took a lot of resilience from North to be able to come into this, but then when it went all the way to Overpass, you can just tell that North was in a different echelon altogether as a team. T-side, you do it run like they did, and yeah, you were pointing out that there was a lot of individual play from Gambit coming in, but I would maybe argue it was also about a matter of them getting frustrated towards the tail end of the game because North was already under their skin, so to speak.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let's chat to MSL, the in-game leader from North. How's it going, Matthias?
Hello, Bella.
Good to see you, my friend. You look pretty happy, I must say.
Yeah, I'm really happy. It has been some rough months for us, so I'm just really happy that we came on top here.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard it from some of the other players that we've spoken to over the weekend from your team. But for you, as the in-game leader, to reach the final, did you expect it before? But also, how important was it for you to do that?
I didn't expect it, but we for sure trust in each other, and we know that we are in a rough patch right now where we need to play really good. But I think that we felt we could reach the final and win the whole event if we played up to our best. But right now it's really tough because we are lacking self-confidence and lacking some things in the game. But we have been working hard on the boot camp, and we felt really prepared on all 6 maps and felt like we could pick in the opponent's weakness.
Yeah, without revealing too much about what you think might be your issues, can you maybe explain a bit more if there is anything that you think you're allowed to?
It's more about just great communication and being calm in the right situations. We have lost a lot of 2-on-3 and 3-on-2 and a lot of just clutches in our advantage in the last 3 months. So it's just about experience and communication.
And for someone like you who has been a fantastic in-game leader for so long, when you go through a tough period and you're getting a lot of flack thrown your way, how do you and your team stick together and keep your heads in the game?
We try to ignore everything, because if you are listening to the community, you will have a very tough time. But we had a great team meeting before going to this event where we just really came close to each other, and I think that was really important.
Blatt, Natu?
No, I'm just really interested to hear about the collaboration with Ave, you two. Like, how do you make things work? Obviously, it is, like you said, it's been a rough patch, but now, like, how does the chemistry work with you two, and how do you try and sell your ideas to the team?
We are basically trying to find each other because we are a new partnership, of course. But I think we are slowly getting into where we should be. but Ave is doing a lot of preparation on the opponents and coming with new ideas and also testing me in a good way, where with mid-round calls and so on, which I didn't have before in Roga. I think he's a great addition to the team.
Blair, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, just two quick questions. The first one is in addition or in continuation with what Natu asked, right? AV obviously being a legendary player from 1.16. Did he add anything new to how the team works apart from the tactical standpoint, but more like you mentioned, the team has issues with emotions and being the pressure affecting them. Did he bring in anything new which helped the team overcome that?
I don't think it's really... I don't know what to answer on that question actually, but he brings a lot of new things, and we are trying a lot of new things also with Wimp coming in. We are making a culture slowly where we are adding new stuff into what we are doing in our daily lives. So I think it's coming slowly, but in the end it will be really good.
Okay.
But I do have to wrap things up now. We need to move forward in the show. But MSL, would you like to say any final words?
Yeah, I want to thank all the fans that have kept being with us through the last horrible 3 months or 6 months even. So thanks to them.
Awesome. Best of luck in the final. You'll be playing either Godsent or Hellraisers. I really like what Matthias mentioned there about creating a culture and sort of breeding that positivity and energy between the guys.
This is something that I've numerous times I've talked about, and I'm a true believer that a lot of teams don't really use anywhere near their full potential in terms of preparation or how they go about their daily lives, in terms of focusing everything you do towards being a better Counter-Strike player, being a better team. Because to me, it feels like obviously the resources have become so much bigger. I come from an era where we got paid nothing, or we got paid like 500 euros a month or something, right? And we didn't have coaches, coaching staff, analysts, and all this kind of stuff. And I watched these teams have all these cool little things that they can utilize and build this culture that MSL was pointing out. And it feels to me that teams are not just there yet. Hopefully they will be. I mean, the Charlottes is a great example. You know, it feels to me watching them that they don't leave a stone turned when it comes to trying to be perfect, and everyone else is paying the price for it right now in the top tier 1.
Indeed, I think that is a great point to end on. Now, everybody, do not forget, if you want even more from DreamHack Open Tour, you can get the DreamHack Digital Pass. You might have seen some of that on screen already. It offers a multi-view experience, highlights, and exclusive content. To get that, which is provided by Snipe, all you need to do is head on over to dreamhack.com/digital pass. Now, everybody, we have one more semi-final remaining. We just saw North securing their position as the first grand finalists here, overcoming Gambit. And after the break, we have Godsent versus the Hellraisers.
Place your bets at gg.bet.